What I'm doing today is I'm writing some songs, and I thought if you'd like to be here while I do that, that could be fun. The first one is called The Day in the Life of a Recorder. It's called The Day in the Life of a Recorder, and it goes like hang on. Hang on. Hi everyone who's joining. I'm just writing a song. It's called Day in the Life of a Recorder, the first one. It goes, it's basically the day in the life of a recorder. And I've started writing it, and it goes, the first thing in the morning as a recorder, you get out of bed and get everything in order. The next thing you do to improve how you think is you make a lovely coffee and you have a drink. The next thing you do, I've got to say, is you go out into the world and you start your day. After a busy day, you feel like time alone, so you pack up your bags and you go right back home. The next thing you do before you watch the telly is eat up some food and dinner and to fill up your belly, or something like that. Is sit at the table and fill up your belly. A little later on, after maybe an hour, you clean yourself up and you have a nice shower. Then you get tired and need to rest your head, so you wrap up nice and warm and go right to bed. So during a day, that's what recorders do, and it's probably just the same as you. Yeah, that's what I've got so far. So the idea of the joke is basically a recorder's day is just like yours. What was this about my haircut? Oh, Chevy, you noticed my haircut? Yeah, I had a haircut. Partly because it's getting towards summer in Sydney and it gets quite hot. So it's better to have slightly shorter hair. Hey everybody, how you going? So the verses which I'm struggling with a bit is, so as the recorder song, so it's got out of bed. So the first thing in the morning as a recorder is you get out of bed and you get everything in order. That's fine. The next one is the next thing you do to improve how you think is you make a lovely coffee and have a nice drink. I'm happy with that. The bit I'm not so happy with is the next bit is go out and start your day. And it's, so far I've got the next thing you do, I've got to say, is you go into the world and go about your day. But I don't really like that. I don't really like that. Jivy, yes, sun. Oh, by the way, sun is this thing that's in the sky behind all those clouds. So the next thing you do, I want a verse which is about going out and starting your day. And I don't want it to be about going to work or going to school or something, because recorders have different life stages, you know. Some of them might be at school, some of them might be adults that go to jobs, and some might be retired. So it's not necessarily about going out to work. So the next so I thought, what's the phrase for going out and starting your day or going out and doing things? Do you think? Anyone? Any idea? Because I've got go about your day, starting your day, go about your day, but then not enough rhymes with day. Day, play, May, has Lucy graduated? Lucy's a professional recorder player. Yeah. You should see how much she makes from Spotify. Yeah, it's quite surprising. I get some of it too. But so the recorder's got to go out in the world and start its day. Day doesn't rhyme with much. Lay, pray, bay, grey, gay, clay, spray, tray, way, they, stay, lay. You should go and get out and start your day. You got a restaurant and leave and pay. Oh yeah, they're not going to a restaurant. This is just a generic, I like the rhyme, but it's just more generically that they're going out to start their day. So say, currently I've got the next thing you do, I've got to say, go out in the world and go into the world and go about their day. But it kind of feels like a bit of a cheat. It doesn't really make sense. Or me just saying this is what I'm going to say. Pay, day. Maybe day's not even the right one. Maybe it's like go into the world, maybe? What rhymes with world? Get out into the world? What rhymes with world? Hurled, whirled, hurled, curled, twirled, swirled. Not a lot rhymes with world. Have fun and play. Oh, play. Oh, have fun and play sounds nice, actually. Gavino. I think have fun and play, maybe. Have fun and play. The next thing they do is go into the world and have fun and play. Because recorders play because they're an instrument. That's good. Thank you. So that will be, maybe it will be the next thing the thing that they do for the rest, the thing that they do for most of the day is they go into the world and have fun and play. That's better, thank you. So the thing that they do for the most of the day is they go into the world and have fun and play. The thing that they do for most of the day is they go into the world and they have fun and play. Oh, a couple of questions, hang on, just check my questions. What got me into playing woodwind instruments? I was a very naughty little boy and my mum made me do recorder lessons to keep me busy. You can tell this song will be great when I finish it. It will, yeah. How are you doing today, Richard? I'm doing very well, thank you. I'm writing a song and I like that. Can't wait till the song is released. It might be a while. I've got like 5 songs I'm working on, so it's in the queue. To dusk and dawn, playing until they yawn. I like the rhyme. No glasses, looking smarter. Jivy said, I don't have my glasses on, I look smarter. You have to have seen one of my recent videos to understand that one. Matt asked what's the lowest pitch recorder I own, and currently it's the alto recorder, which is in F, which is a bit lower than this, but I've got a tenor recorder on order, which is the same key as this one, same key as this soprano or descant recorder, but an octave lower. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So what they mean is I had a video and it was like this. It's like, do I look smarter with or without my glasses? Do you think I look smarter with or without my glasses? With or... With or... With? What do you think? Do I look smarter with or without my glasses? Oh dear. You're a bad influence on me. Oh, where were we? The song. Oh, I keep getting disrupted. Okay, so is it going to have fun and play? So now it's the end of the day and they've got to go home, right? They've got to go home. And after a busy day, they feel like time alone, so they pack up their bags and they go right home. But I don't like the idea of it being, they feel like time alone, because that's not how everyone feels. It's just, it's time to go home. Great shirt. Yeah, my shirt's me, look at that. See, it's me. I can do an imitation of my shirt, watch. I don't look quite like it though. I think it's because for this picture, I was kind of like, I was in the corner, I was hunching over a bit, like this. I keep getting distracted. Song. After a busy day, they feel like time alone, so they pack up the bags and they go right back home. I don't really like that. But it's basically they've got to get home. What rhymes with home? Or what could work here? Roam, comb, foam, dome, chrome. I've got some great software I use for this, by the way. It's called Rhymer's Block. And basically you write out the lyrics to something and it shows like which things rhyme and stuff like that, and with different colors. But whenever you type a word, like I've got alone and home. See, it's saying that alone and home, they're the same. They're kind of that color there because they kind of rhyme. They're close enough rhyme. Whereas recorder and order are green because they rhyme more. But also whenever there's a word here you type, over here, it shows rhymes for it. So you can kind of just scroll down and find them. Yeah. Oh, hang on. I need to collab with Bo Burnham. I think he's a little bit too much more famous than me to collaborate with me right now, but thank you. Oh, Tom Sroy, thank you very much for that gift. I appreciate it very much. Okay, thank you. Thank you. You have an idea, Gavinu? What is it? So the idea about packing the bags and going back home. Any idea? Go back home. Because yeah, home doesn't rhyme with many things. Phone, known, hone, loan, comb, roam, gnome, known. They're having fun playing time, but she must be tired after all that rhymes. Tired. So tired. Oh, so maybe instead of it going home being the thing, it could be they go home because they're tired. They go home because they're tired. What rhymes with tired? What rhymes with tired? Hired, wired, required, inspired, acquired, admired, desired, conspired, inquired, transpired, rehired, rewired, rightward, figured, fired, hired, wired. Must be rough being so admired. Oh, good. Jivy, what if Bo is a fan of yours? If Bo was a fan of mine, he might do a collaboration with me. I might hazard a guess that he doesn't know who I am. But maybe he does. Maybe I'm wrong. Go home because they're tired. So I guess with my stuff, I don't necessarily rhyme things which rhyme. Like sometimes in my Recorder in the Corner song, if recorders turned robots, there would be a transformer. Transformer and recorder don't really rhyme. It's just the at the end rhymes. Admired. And after a day of being admired, maybe that. And after a day of fun and being admired, they go on back home because they've got pretty tired, maybe because they've got pretty tired. After a day of fun and being admired, they're going back home because they're now pretty tired. Because they're now pretty tired. After a day of having fun and being admired. Now that's too many syllables. So they come home from being tired, so it must be hard being so admired. I think the end of it's got to be that they've gone home. Jack says, what's my favourite song you've made and your favourite song ever? My favourite song I've made is called Always Been a Player, which is one I released recently. Also the song for you, which is one that's coming out shortly. Yeah. So after a day of fun and being admired, after a day. Still don't love it. After a day of being, you're rather sitting in the corner or standing on a roof. Yeah. After a day of fun and being admired, they're going back home because now they're quite tired. Now they're quite tired. That's okay. I think it's better than my original verse. The next thing, okay. Anyway, I'll sleep on that. Usually I find if I leave something, then come back to it, I come up with a better thing. They return home from being so tired. They return home. That could work. They return home. They return home from being so tired. And it's quite a, and because it's quite exhausting being admired, they return home from being so tired, maybe? We'll see. Well, the next thing they do before they watch the telly, if I say tally, do you know what I mean? Tally? I'm not sure if it's a New Zealand thing. If I say tally, watch the tally, do you know what I mean? Yeah, do you know what I mean? If I say watch the tally, you know what I mean? Yes, yeah. Where are you from, Jack? Are you from USA or UK? I'm just checking if this is something that makes sense. Kermit, yes. Giving a, understand. Okay, people understand that, good. Okay, that's enough of you. Watch the telly. So next thing they do before they watch the telly is they sit at the table and fill up their belly. Oh, you're from UK, okay, and you're from USA, cool. That's the main places. Okay, so the next thing they do before they watch the telly is eat up their food. Is eat up their food and fill up their belly. Eat to sit at the table and fill up their belly. Fill up your belly. Eat up their dindins and fill up their belly. If I say dindins, do you know what I mean? Like, eat up their dindins, do you know what I mean? Does it make sense? Or do you get what, would you understand, kind of? Yeah? I like silly little things like dindins because it's very childish. The next thing they do before they watch a telly is eat up their dindins and fill up their belly. Shower. So shower, bongles. Then they get the shower so they don't get smelly. So the next verse is a little bit later on, maybe an hour, they clean themselves up. They clean themselves up by having, they clean themselves up by having a shower. By having a shower. A little bit later on, maybe an hour, they clean themselves up by having a shower. They clean themselves up by having a shower. Dindins make sense. That makes sense to you too. Cool. Makes sense to people who live in the ice. Can I please use the ocarina more? I should be using the ocarina more. Given I don't know when I'll be releasing this. This is kind of at an early stage where I kind of give it a go. And usually what I do is I write it, then put it away for a bit and come back to it a week later and have another look. And then decide what to do with it. Because usually after a week of... It was Stephen King. You know the writer Stephen King, who writes the horror novels? He said one thing he does is when he writes a book, he puts it away and then doesn't look at it for something like 6 months and then reads it again. And then it's kind of like it's fresh. It's like it's new to him. And then he can see the problems with it. Just chilling in the igloo. So then it's kind of like it's new and you can have a look at it with fresh eyes. So yeah, you should put it aside for a week or so, then have another look and then decide what I'll do with it. But it won't be anytime really soon because I've got like 4 other songs I'm working on which will be going out before it. One which I've just submitted. So, did you ever hear the song Just For You? This is a song that's just for you. It goes... This is a song that's just for you. Nobody else, no, it's just for you. How could that be, really? Is that true? Yes, this song's for no one else but you. If you've heard that song, I just put it on a little short video quite a while back. And I've just made a full version of that and I've submitted that to be going to Spotify and stuff shortly. So that will be out there soon. Where was I? I was writing a song. A little bit later on, after an hour. A little later on, maybe an hour. After an hour, a little bit later on, after an hour, can you A little bit later on, after an hour, they clean us up by having a shower. No, that's fine. Then they get tired and need to have a... Then they get tired and need to rest their head. It's Just For Me. It's a very silly little song, the Just For Me song. I quite like it. Hi Tom, stories from Germany. I want to go to Germany. I haven't been to Germany. The closest I got was Austria, which isn't Germany. They speak a language that's very similar, kind of like New Zealand and Australia. We speak a version of English, I think. Is it right that Austrian people speak a version of German, but it's not quite the same as German? Is that right, Tom Story? It's not exactly the same as German? Yeah, okay. Is New Zealand nice? New Zealand's a nice place to visit, yes. Oh, the last bit of the song is then they get tired and need to rest their head, so they wrap up nice and warm and go right to bed. So that's a day. Okay, so I'm happy with that one. You don't know, you've never been to Austria. Okay, fair enough. I know when I visited Austria, I did some shows in Austria in 2009, 17, I think. And I just, in the shows it was English speaking, so I just spoke English, but I learned a little bit of German before I went so I could talk a little bit to people, which is always a good thing to do, of course. So the recorder's gone to bed now, and the last bit is that the whole joke of this is that the things that recorders do are the same as what anyone does. So the last was, so during the day, that's what recorders do, and it's probably just the same as you. So during, but that's a day that's a day in the life of what recorders. So that's a day in the life of what recorders do, and yeah, that's probably just the same as you. Chiv, you're close to Germany this week. Oh, nice. I want to go to Germany. They've got some good comedy clubs there, and I'd like to perform. And I have quite a few people who, I don't know what the word fan, I don't know if you call it a fan. Fan is someone who's fanatic. I don't really, people who like my music and give me positive comments from Germany. So I think if I put a show there, there'd be enough people to go along. So during the day, that's what recorders do. So during a day, that's what recorders do, and that's probably just the same as you. Yeah, that might be good because it's a bit of a difference in rhythm. So the other verses are a bit like, but then the last one is, so it tends to be good for me. I find if the last verse has a different rhythm and a bit more of it feels a bit more like an ending. It feels more like an ending. You like my shirt? Cool shirt you're wearing. Yeah, people ask. What happened is people, when I did the recorder in the corner song, people saying, "Well, can you make some shirts?" And so I made some shirts and things, and like cups like this, and some other bits and pieces too. And how do you get to them? What you do is you go to like a browser and you type Richard. If you type Richard Recorder, it probably brings me up. Richard Recorder. Oh yeah, Richard Recorder. Maybe Richard Recorder Shop. No. Maybe you type my name, Richard Lindesay. Oh yeah, Richard Lindesay Shop. There you go. Richard Lindesay Shop. Oh yeah, there's my shop. See, Richard Lindesay Shop. And then there's my shop. Look at that. And then your shirts and hoodies are new. Yeah. It's Lindsay. My name, Gavin. My surname's Lindsay. And then there's the cup and the stickers. and stuff, and then the kids' shirts as well. It's in Australian dollars, which probably doesn't mean a lot to everybody here. But when you go in your country, when you go into it from your country, it changes it to whatever your currency is too. Which if you think you might need a mug too. I'm sure we can make that happen. Meow, meow. Oh, the day in the life of a recorder. So, I've written this tune for it, which goes like this. Let's give it a go. Let's give it a go. You've got to take into account that this is really new to me. I've just written it, so it might not. I might not get the words right. I can pretty much guarantee you that I won't. So let's give it a go, though. Let's give it a go. And I'll be looking over here because that's where the words are. Hang on. Oh, by the way, the eagle-eared amongst you will notice that the chord progression I've used is a common Japanese pop song chord progression. The first thing in the morning as a recorder, you get out of bed and get everything in order. The next thing you do to improve how you think is you make a lovely coffee and have a nice drink. The thing that they do for most of the day is they go out in the world and they have fun and play. And after a day of fun and being admired, they go back home now because they're quite tired. The next thing they do before they watch the telly is they fill up on their din-dins and fill up their belly. A little bit later on, maybe after an hour, they clean themselves up by having a shower. They got really... Hang on. Then they get tired and need to rest their heads, so they wrap nice and warm and go right to bed. So during the day, that's what recorders do, and that's probably just the same as you. Here you go. So I wrote that this morning, and that I started at a few hours ago. I started on it. I came up with a few ideas, and I wrote it over 30 minutes on a Instagram live, an hour on a TikTok live, and then half an hour here. So it's had a few hours work. So it's at a stage where I'm quite liking it, so I think it's worth working on more. Well, I've got a little bit longer. What I'm going to do is, when I was on a TikTok live, somebody asked if I'd wrote a song about sitting in a hole. And you know how I did a song? My name is Richard, I'm sitting in a corner. My name is Richard, I'm sitting in a corner. You know that one? And then I did another one a bit later, after quite a while. I did quite a few songs, then I did, my name is Richard and I'm sitting on a rock. Playing my recorder while sitting on a rock. It is underneath me and I'm on top. Next level life powers I've unlocked. People seem to like me sitting somewhere playing the recorder. So they asked for me to do a song about sitting in a hole. And I thought what I'll do is I'll write a song about sitting in a hole and give it some time. So have a few more songs between. Maybe in a few months' time, put another one out, sitting in a hole. So I don't want it to be like each song I do is about sitting somewhere. But I kind of like the sitting in the somewhere playing the recorder ones. Anyway, this is sitting in a hole. It goes. My name is Richard and I'm in a hole. I'm playing my recorder while sitting in a hole. I'm stuck in here and I have a little doubt whether I ever will be able to get out. My name is Richard and I'm in a hole. I'm playing my recorder while sitting in a hole. Being stuck down here wasn't my goal. I wasn't looking where I was going while having a stroll. My name is Richard and I'm in a hole. Playing my recorder while sitting in a hole. The songs that I make, they really fill my soul. And that's why I don't mind being stuck in a hole. Yeah, you like the Flute on the Roof. Flute on the Roof actually recently hit 100,000 streams on Spotify, and so it's doing okay. It didn't get I guess it didn't have all the silly meme stuff go on like with Recorder in the Corner, which I didn't mind ending. But also because it didn't get quite as much exposure. But 100,000 streams is actually really, really good. So I'm happy that it got that. Yeah, but Flute on the Roof, yeah, it's a nice song, isn't it? It's a nice song. It's about playing a flute while on the roof. Oh, you know what? What happened? It's 10:03. I've got to head off. Thanks everyone for coming along. Thanks for the gifts, and thanks for all the feedback, and thanks for helping make my song, The Day in the Life of a Recorder, better. One day that'll come out, and you'll be like, oh, I helped with that one. I helped with that. You're like, oh, there's some shit. Can I do 5 questions? You know what? Okay, I'll do 5 questions. 5 questions. Five questions. If you want, 5 questions. Let's round it down. 3 questions. What's my favourite song ever? Greensleeves. 2 questions. What's the worst instrument? The oboe. 1 question. I'm sorry if there's any oboe players on here. It kind of was a bit of a joke. Can you say, my name is Richard, I'm ending this live? Would you do, my name is Richard, I'm swimming in a pool? Probably wouldn't do a swimming in a pool because it would be a bit hard to film. Also, the recorder would get wet and it wouldn't be able to play. But the question is, before you leave, and you say, my name is Richard, I'm ending this live. Yeah, I can do that. See you all later. Bye. My name is Richard and I'm ending this live.